The long-term prospect of rising inflation as well as the devaluation of our currency means that we need our money to work harder and longer for us. Now, one way that you can actually do this and do it quite passively is through micro investing apps. Now, you guys have heard it all for like ETFs. You can do Raiz and you can do Spaceship, and there's numerous others, but there hasn't really been anything there for crypto until now. There's numerous videos on the channel already discussing my views around Bitcoin and Ethereum long term, especially when it comes to blockchain technology and Web 3.0. But if you want to do this more passively, is there a way?
Well, yeah, there is now, obviously, because I wouldn't be making this video.
So let's find out how this app actually works in Australia, as well as what I'm doing and what my strategy is with crypto. If you're interested, keep watching. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and welcome back to Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button because I talk about real estate, cryptocurrency, and financial freedom. Now, when I'm not here, I am in Patreon every single day. So there's a link in the description below. If you want to have chats around the economy, around what's happening in crypto, what's happening in NFT land, then that is definitely the place to be. The VIP Patreon group and the mastermind are the best places to catch me as I'm putting out content daily. I know a lot of you guys really love investing into ETFs and you like doing that through micro investing apps. If you don't know what micro investing apps are, it's basically an app that is linked with your bank account, and in a second I'm going to show you what mine looks like, and it's linked with your bank account, which allows you to actually just round up to the nearest dollar or nearest $5, nearest $10, and the difference between what you've spent and taking it up to the extra dollar means that it gets invested. And this is a very passive way to actually go about it, because it means that if I'm just going on with life as per normal, you've got this sort of happening in the background where it's continuing to invest as part of a dollar cost averaging strategy as well. Now, up until now, there's always been talks around, okay, I can do this with ETFs, I can do this with shares. There hasn't really been anything for Bitcoin and Ethereum and even for gold. So the app I'm going to talk to you about is called Bamboo, right? Now, the reason I really like it is because it's targeting assets that I think long-term will do really well. And the real bonus here is that you can actually link this with your SMSF. So you can allow this to actually talk to the app and do it through your self-managed super fund. It makes it completely simple and easy to use, especially if you're just interested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let me show you how easy it is actually to sign up. And before you go on and just pause the video and go and sign up, there's a link in the description below as well as the code RAVI. That's my name.
You know, obviously it's going to be pretty easy to remember.
By putting in the code RAVI, you will get $10 free Ethereum when you link your bank account to this actual app. So let's jump in. So to actually create an account is quite easy. And you go through, create an account, and it asks you to link your bank account. So over here, you've got some terms and conditions. Obviously, you can put that in. Now you put in your mobile number here. Once you've done that, you'll just click next. So obviously here, we're just waiting for a verification code that's going to come through. And once that comes through, you'll be able to verify that your phone is linked with the actual account. So here, I've just got the verification code, I've put that in. Now you can set up as an individual or a self-managed super fund. In this case, I'm going with the individual, but there's plenty of details around the self-managed super fund. Obviously, you're going to put in your full legal name here, and then you're just going to click next. Now it comes up with what your email address is. So I'm just going to put mine in here and go next. Here, we're going to set up a password. Obviously, there's some requirements there. You can figure that out. Once that's done, you can just click next. And now it's about linking your bank account. So it needs to connect with your bank to know when you actually spend money. So here, there's a range of banks you can actually, link it with. For me, I've got mine with CBA. So you can see the extensive list that you can, communicate with, which is awesome. So once you go through, you can click whatever your bank account is. You're going to have to put in your banking details. Now, privacy is very seriously taken by Bamboo. And so obviously, if you go onto their website with the link in the description below, once you've signed up, you can actually go onto their website as well, learn about security. There's a button on the page as well that talks about security. If you're concerned, like, oh my God, they're going to get into my bank account. The system that they actually use is quite familiar with within even home loans. So there's banks out there that are actually linking in all of your statements straight from the bank, and they would use something similar to this. So you can definitely go read more about it. So once the connection is actually established within your bank account with the app, it's just going to take some time. Now this process for me took maybe about 30 seconds to about a minute. And once it's done, you then can select which account you actually want to invest from into the account for Bamboo. So over here, I'm just selecting what account I'm going to use and the funds that you're going to use for investing as well. So it's going to look at the transactions from that account, and then it's also going to start investing from that account. Now here is called select roundup. So you can round up to the nearest first dollar, nearest second dollar, nearest fifth dollar, or the nearest 10th dollar. And it gives you an example at the end, right? So if you buy a coffee for $2.50, if you're rounding up to $5, it would round it up by $2.50. In my case, I've chosen $10. And so in case I was to spend $2.50, I want to round it up so I get the maximum benefit. Now here you can choose a portfolio mix. So if I just click on, crypto, it says 50% Bitcoin, 50% Ethereum. In precious metals, it'll just do gold. But in my case, I could go in and then actually customize it. So when I customize it, I can press plus, I can press minus, and I can get the exact portfolio mix that I want. Now in my case, I don't want to invest in gold. I'm going to go with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in my case, I've chosen to go through with 60% in Bitcoin and about 40% in Ethereum. So 60-40 split there, and I'm just going to click save. Now, obviously you're going to set your PIN code. So for my phone, obviously I've got the PIN code, and here we're going to see some details. Now it says here, I've got a promo or referral code. Here is where you're going to enter Ravi, because this will get you the $10 free Ethereum. And this happens after 2 transactions have happened on the app. Now it's just registering here. I've put in my own code here, and it says, congratulations, you have a promo of $10. It will be added to your portfolio once you make at least 2 successful payments. Okay, so I'm just going to click next here, and I can find all my details, and once I've confirmed, I'll just go next. And it says, let's set up your reoccurring payments. So regular contributions allow you to dollar cost average into digital assets. Now I can choose to set up later, or I'm just going to set it up for this video as well. And I press next. Now it asks me, how often do I want to do this? Now, if I get paid weekly, I'll do it weekly. I can pick which day as well that I want to do it of the week. If I'm getting paid fortnightly, then that's how I'll do it as well. And this is a really good and intuitive way to do it, because if you get paid, say, once a month, and I get paid on, say, the 15th of every month, then I could have this allocated. On the 16th, it takes out the money, goes straight into Bamboo, and I don't have to worry about what I need to save. It's a very passive way to actually invest, and I know people enjoy that. So here, I've just pressed continue, and it says, how much will you put aside weekly? So there's a minimum as well as a maximum. So the minimum is $50 and the maximum is $1,000, okay? So I've just put in here $50 and I'm gonna preview that reoccurring top up. So I'm just gonna click that now, and it says confirming your reoccurring top up, and it just says that it's gonna be a weekly payment of $50 into that split that I came up with for my portfolio, which is 60% Bitcoin and 40% Ethereum, and you just swipe to confirm. And it says you can actually turn on push notifications if you like to stay up to date. I've got plenty of push notifications coming through already, but if you press continue, it would say allow, and I've just pressed don't allow there. And to get started, we've looked at your transactions from the past 3 days. Awesome, it's already at work, and just go click start, get started. So you can find the performance, the roundup meters, and the weekly payment. So it tells you when the next weekly payment will come up. At the bottom there, where we've got the illustration of the dollars, is where your actual transactions will come up. Here we've got the settings, so you can change up when you want to do the reoccurring top up, and let's say you want to miss a couple of weeks, you can just toggle that off. All right, and then we're just going to go through here, and you can click on your portfolio down below, and you can see what you actually have in your portfolio. At the moment, I've got nothing there, obviously, and I can always go in and change up my portfolio mix. So if I feel like I'm too exposed to one asset, or I want to do something else, I can do that as well. And I've just clicked here, allow to track activity across other company apps and websites. And I've just got an email that's come through saying that the bank link confirmation has come through. And that's it. It's actually super easy to set up. From end to end, it took me under 2 minutes to actually set up. Now, the reason I've set it up in this way is because I know for me that I like to have a diversified approach when I'm looking at crypto, I'm looking at real estate, the way that I like to invest. So I'm really strapped for time, and it means that I can't go out there and buy Bitcoin and Ethereum every single day. This allows me to know peace of mind, I've got it passively doing its thing. It's building the machine, as I like to call it, right? Now, the importance of dollar cost averaging is massive. So I'm going to share my screen in a second, and I want to show you the power of compounding growth as well as investing early into an asset that you know can possibly have exponential growth. Now, obviously, past performance is not a good indicator of what's going to happen in the future. We already know that, but it's a good guide as to seeing what's happened previously, how we can learn from that, because success leaves clues. If we can figure out a good strategy for our money to work a lot harder for us, we're going to make it so much easier for us later on, because let's be real, when you're 60 or 70, you want to be sitting on a beach somewhere rather than actually thinking about how you're going to make your next dollar. I've shown this website before on the channel, but it's very interesting to see, because what it does is it allows you to go back in time and realize, if I actually went in and I purchased some crypto, what would that look like? So in this case, we're looking at Bitcoin. Now, if I actually went ahead and just purchased $10 worth of Bitcoin every single week, and I did that for, say, 3 years, and I started 3 years ago, that would mean that I would have invested a total of $1,570. that would now be worth $6,688, which would be an increase of 326%. Obviously, we know that crypto is super volatile. It means that you can see even in this graph that there's moments there that it can just drop by 30, 40, 50% over a few weeks. And that's why I like to have a passive way to actually invest, because that means I'm not looking at it. Now, obviously running a YouTube channel as well as investing and really liking this stuff because I'm a bit of a nerd, I monitor these prices, but I don't let the emotion affect my logic. My logical thinking is what keeps me in this game. And for a lot of people, they're gonna sell too low and they're gonna hold at the highs when they should really be taking some profits. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, okay guys? You need to take your own time to research about these topics, figure out if Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold is the right asset for you to invest in now as part of your strategy. If you need a hand in coming up with a roadmap when it comes to real estate, you want some ideas around what the strategy or roadmap could look like, there's a link in the description below to a strategy session which you can book as well. Now, this is all well and good because we know that this is the past performance, but what guarantee is there moving forward that we're gonna get exponential growth like this? Well, that's the thing, right? If we can use a conservative approach to this, let's figure out what that would look like if you started today. So in this case, what we're doing is our initial balance is just going to be $10, and our interest rate on Bitcoin has technically been about 200% every single year, which is crazy. But with time, we're gonna find that there's gonna be diminishing returns. So I put in here 40% annually. And this is a lot less than what most people will do when they're calculating something like this. And I also don't think that past the 5 or 10 year mark, we're gonna be recording 40% growth annually. But if we average it out to be 40%, what does that look like after just 10 years? We're gonna compound this growth yearly. And in terms of deposits, because we're going in through the app and we're saying, hey, you know what? I get paid monthly, and out of the month, I can actually afford to put $500 a month into crypto. So I go in there, $500 a month into Bitcoin as a set and forget strategy. So what this would look like once we calculate this is showing that we started with $10, right? But after 10 years of actually investing, we've put in $60,000. Now that $60,000 after 10 years is actually worth $495,966. And this is where that whole idea of making little moves early and compounding that growth can really showcase what is possible. If we looked at that in the table, you can see that early on, we're not making huge amounts of interest, being 1,104, but by the end of it, we're making so much interest every single year that this is just a machine that you can have in the background that adds more diversity to your portfolio already. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and the review of the Bamboo app. If you are interested in joining and signing up, there's a link in the description below where you can use the code as well, Ravi, when you sign up and get the $10 free Ethereum. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks guys.